Hi and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things lipedema. So I have been a little bit MIA recently. Yeah, no reason, just taking it easy and not forcing myself to do things when I don't want to. I've been inspired to record a few videos today. Today's video I want to talk about things that I wish I'd have known when I got my diagnosis. So I got my diagnosis in 2019, I believe. So these are things that I've later learned about lipedema, which I wish I'd knew when I got diagnosed. Let's get into it. The first thing that I wish I knew when I got my diagnosis is that surgery isn't a cure. And by this, I mean physically it's not a cure, but also mentally, I put so much into having liposuction and that it would completely cure my body image issues and all these issues I had, self-esteem. I just thought if I'm smaller and I don't have this fat, then I will be better and I'll be happier. And it's not the case. There's so much work you have to go into to fix the mental side of lipedema. And naively, I assumed that having the fat removed and being in a smaller body would make it better, and it's not the case. And that's the one thing that I wish I knew. So I'm here hopefully telling you all, please don't pin all your hopes on surgery making you feel better about yourself, because the majority of people, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Number two, the thing I wish I knew even before my diagnosis is dieting will not help. And this is a personal experience. So I have had lipedema now when I look back for as long as I've been alive, I think. Definitely a very young child. When I compare myself to my siblings, I have two sisters and a brother, so I've got quite a good comparison from very young, and I've always been bigger. And yeah, I definitely had lipedema from young. And with this comes a lot of dieting, a lot of restriction. Even from age 7, 8, 9, I had to learn what calories were, what fat was. I remember knowing how to figure out the fat percentage of meals from like very young. Yeah, and it's a lot for a child. Maybe it's something I'll speak about in another video, but yeah, like at 8, 9, 10, you shouldn't be counting calories, you shouldn't be figuring out fat content, you should be having fun. And I was so self-conscious and I was just constantly doing what I thought I should be doing, and that continued till I want to say 28, 29. So up until that point, I was constantly dieting, constantly restricting, constantly cutting things out, constantly over exercising, and it didn't do anything. If anything, it probably made my lipedema a lot worse. That's personal experience. I would love to be able to see what my life would have been like if it wasn't for a life of dieting and restriction and yo-yo dieting, but I can't do that, so here we are. The third thing I wish I'd have known back then is I will find an amazing community. When I got first diagnosed, I was very happy, weirdly, because it was like, this makes sense. As soon as I found out, this makes sense. And I went through the kind of grief process where I was like, oh, this will be with me forever and all this, but I definitely felt alone. I felt like I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And it's a weird condition to have because it's physical, but it's not just an aesthetic issue. It's pain, it's all these weird symptoms that come with it. And I just didn't find anyone for a while that could relate. And I did. I went on Instagram, started sharing, and the community is incredible. I'd class a lot of people that I speak to online as friends. And yeah, it's just beautiful that out of this awful disease, there's so many people that you can talk to and connect to, and we just get it, and it's amazing. And let me just add, like, I've got a great family, I've got an amazing husband, but they can never understand completely. So the community is incredible. Number 4, back to liposuction. I wish I'd known, and I still struggle with this, but I wish that I'd known that liposuction is nothing to be ashamed of. Society seems to have this image of liposuction as weight loss surgery, which it isn't. Even cosmetic liposuction isn't a weight loss surgery, and having surgery is the easy way out and the cheats way out and the lazy way out, and it's just not the case. Anyone that has witnessed somebody having liposuction for lipedema will know it's horrendous. Even if it goes right, it's an awful recovery. It's so intrusive and painful and emotionally draining as well, especially with the travelling. So for anyone that's witnessed somebody going through liposuction for lipedema, it's awful. It's not an easy way. It costs a lot of money. People sacrifice a lot. Physically, mentally, I mean, yeah, it's a lot. So then when you go into hospital, and I had to tell my history, and you just feel people thinking, oh, right, she's gone to Turkey, she's gone and had liposuction. And even if you do that, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's hard to say, like, the shame I felt came from other people and their like perception of the surgery I had. So I kind of internalized that and thought, I feel ashamed to tell people. So at one point I was calling it lipedema surgery instead of liposuction. But now I just call it what it is. It's liposuction for lipedema. It's a medical necessity, and it stops progression of a disease. Number 5, something else I wish I'd known from day one is that no amount of self-care, conservative treatments, focusing on my lipedema, some days will just be crap. And no amount of anything will make you feel better, whether that's the mental side or the physical side. Some days my feet, I mean, even still after my operations, I've still got lipedema on my body. I still have symptoms. Definitely decreased. My mobility is, well, before the stroke, it was better. Just some days it's frustrating. There's pain, there's discomfort. You can't do things that you used to do. You can't wear things you used to do. And I still have bad body image. I think I look a certain way, and then I see myself in a photo or in a mirror, and it can just completely ruin my day. And some days I can talk myself around from that. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh. Someone's dared to walk on a public path. Are we okay now? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so the mental side of it is just as cruel, and whether you've had surgery or not, I get it, it's awful, and just some days they're going to be hard and you can't control it, and you can't, yeah, I think a lot of what drives people with lipedema is taking control of something. And I suppose it's the same with any illness, chronic illness, mental illness. You want to have some control over it, and a lot of what I've learnt is some days you can't. Sometimes you just need to feel a bit crap, and it's okay. I hear you and I get it. It's crap. And then the final one, which I wish I'd known from day one, is I will have to explain to a lot of medical professionals what lipedema is. Still have to. I still have to correct a lot of people. It's not lymphedema, it's lipedema. And yeah, like, I'd say 50-50. I mean, I've been in and out of hospital a lot this year, so I've seen a lot of medical staff, and a lot of people are interested in learning more. They find it interesting. I mean, my whole story's a little bit complicated and probably a bit juicy anyway, but they're interested in learning. They all say, why Germany? And people that talk and want to learn, I'm so happy to sit and I'm so happy to tell them what I know, what I think, what I feel. And then there's the other side where it feels like I am making an excuse for myself, and it shouldn't be like that. I had a recent experience at my local GP with a nurse, had a long-term condition review for my stroke, and I said to my husband, I really don't want to give my weight. I was really stressed about it before. I just had this feeling. I was like, it's going to be about my weight, and it's just so stressful to have to go through the lipedema thing. And of course, it happened. My husband was sat there. So, I mean, some people you just can't battle with them. They've got it in their head. You are fat. You are lazy. You are this, and it's awful. It's shocking that personal opinions of medical professionals are allowed to overspill into the way they practice medicine. But just know it's crap and it's awful. But there are a lot of people that listen, and it's easy to focus on the negative, that, oh, nobody knows, everybody doesn't know this. But there are people that want to listen and learn, and there are people that know. So yeah, I wish I was prepared more for having to explain myself. And I do wish that I had a way of expressing myself better. It's my personality, so there's nothing I can do really. No amount of practicing what I'm going to say changes it. I just naturally get defensive, something I'm working on, but especially with somebody that's in like a powerful position, I'm just not confident. I don't have the confidence. Even I know everything about my own lipedema, and as soon as I'm sat in front of somebody with a little bit more authority, I just crumble, and it's crap and I hate it. But I mean, it's my personality. So yeah, so that's something I need to work on. I really hope that the amount of awareness that we raise and does reach the medical profession, and because that's who we need on our side. We don't need to walk into a stroke review and just be berated for your weight, even after saying, I have a fat condition called lipedema. Do you know about it? Yeah, but you still need to lose weight to control. It's just, anyway, I could go on about it forever, but I'm not going to. So yeah, that's this video. Please let me know if there's anything you can think of that you wish you'd known when you got your diagnosis. I'm sure there'll be other things that pop up after I've done this video. But thanks for joining me today. Please give this video a like, a comment, or even subscribe to my channel. Interacting with this video really helps. And it doesn't cost you anything. Right, well, I hope you'll join me for the next video, and I hope you have a great day today. Thanks a lot, bye!